Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the market site, we have Greg Beard, CEO of Stronghold Digital Mining, just listing on Nasdaq yesterday, October 20th. It's great to have you with us. Congratulations and welcome back to Nasdaq. We just have to keep you here. We can't let you go back.
Nice place.
And let's talk about Stronghold for a minute here. You convert coal waste into energy to mine crypto. Tell us more about that.
So it's an activity that's been going on for more than 20 years in Pennsylvania, but the legacy of literally hundreds of years of coal mining in the state is coal waste, unfortunately. So the coal mines are in large part gone and shut down, but before 1975, it was legal and allowable to use the good coal to make power and steel, but the marginal low BTU quality coal was left at the side of the mine mouth. There are now more than 800 of these piles across the coal mining part of Pennsylvania that are the biggest source of water pollution in the state. They burn in place. There are more than 80 of these piles on fire today. And so it's a somewhat urgent matter to remediate and clean up this waste, which is the primary business that we are in. And obviously the byproduct of all this reclamation activity is like cleaner water, neighborhoods that are rejuvenated, that have community centers and playgrounds instead of sort of waste piles that look like lunar landscapes. Scale-wise, like I'm describing it, a waste pile, how big could it be? It's some of these are the size of about half of Central Park.
Oh, wow.
And they back up to people's neighborhoods. And they weren't just put there. The youngest is 45 years old. So this problem is a long-standing problem. At the rate that we're cleaning up, it still will be a 30 years of reclamation to get these neighborhoods back to how they should be.
That's really quite remarkable and hard to wrap your head around. What makes Stronghold unique from other crypto miners? You know what,
that's probably my favorite question, because we are vertically integrated, meaning we own our own power assets and we own our own data centers. And hey, we aspire to be even more vertically integrated with maybe getting involved with the manufacturing of mining equipment in the US, or maybe being a part owner of a mining pool. So I think the ecosystem is all growing, but what makes us unique today is that we're the largest vertically integrated miner, meaning we own our own power asset.
So this has been a big week for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin especially, when we saw it hitting all-time highs yesterday, and we had the Bitcoin futures ETF approved, so it really has been a big week for the space. Getting more recognition, more attention from the regulators, is that a good thing for the industry?
I think it is. The attention is welcome because it cleans out any potential for bad actors, and it's a new industry, and it will ultimately replace a big part of banking, and that in itself is a heavily regulated industry. And I think the attention is a good thing because people want to know what the rules are. People can comply with the rules, just tell us what they are, and we're happy to do it. Also, I think the perception from the early days of Bitcoin was that it was used for nefarious reasons, and I think that perception is changing. And additional regulation and scrutiny helps with that change, which then helps for the institutions adopting Bitcoin as a currency and store of value, which is, like I say that as if it's going to happen. I think it's already happened.
Right, right. Well, as you see all these use cases come online as well. So with that said, what are your thoughts about some of the price movements that we've seen in Bitcoin and crypto in general?
Yeah, I think if you talk to anyone who's involved in this space, it's tough to find a bearish person on Bitcoin that's actually involved, that understands the base code and the fact that the number of Bitcoin is capped at 21 million. I sort of sometimes would jokingly say, hey, is Bitcoin running or is the dollar crashing? The number of Bitcoins is limited. Well, we seem to be adding between 6 and 8% to our money supply a year. And I think that is a big contributor to, and with the emergence now of inflation, I think people are looking for a more liquid alternative to storing in value in US dollars.
Right, well, we're only going to keep adding more at this point. It appears.
It seems like at some point you cross the threshold where that's the only option.
Right, right. And then to wrap up here, what's next for Stronghold and the future of the industry in general?
So hey, we have a lot of execution work to do in 2022. we made commitments on growth that we intend to hit and hopefully beat. That means buying a lot more Bitcoin mining equipment and a couple more power plants. So that's what we're focused on today. I think the industry, I would be surprised if we didn't see others emulate what we have done in terms of the vertical integration. And the reason for that is that our power costs are lower, and that's the biggest variable cost to mine Bitcoin is power. And our power costs are half the industry average, and I'd be surprised if others wouldn't want to achieve that same benefit.
Right, and follow suit with helping to clean up the environment as well, which is
Exactly.
Good. All right, Greg, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for
you.
joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.